Hey, Pretty Girl Club. So, some of the girls on the Discord were sharing this viral Instagram with me. And this girl said, I don't want to stay in the sun. I'm going to get blacker. So, she's saying that's how she reacts to people who are light skinned, who don't want to get a tan. By the way, be sure to join the Discord. You will be able to get access if you join the Patreon members page or if you get the course. But have you ever noticed that unambiguous Black women, I don't see them reacting this way to white women? Like, if a very fair skinned white woman with red hair and freckles says, "Hey, I don't want to get darker or I don't want to get a tan or I want to stay out of the sun." I don't see people rolling their eyes. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. People will say like, "You're colorist if you don't hang out with unambiguous Black women." But it's like, okay, I know that for myself as a lighter skinned woman, if I am out with my unambiguous friend and let's say I want to sit in the shade, I don't want to hang out with a girl who reacts like this. And she's rolling her eyes or something because I want to sit in the shade, or she gets mad because I don't want to become her complexion in the summertime. And it's like, why is it that I have to tan my skin in order to prove that I'm not colorist? Why is it that I have to sit outside in the sun for 5 hours in 90-degree weather to prove to you that I'm down with you? This is exactly what I'm talking about. And I see a lot of unambiguous women online and they kind of complain about how they are perceived by others. I've noticed a lot of them on YouTube have complained that like some people don't want to hang out with them or they don't want to like be seen with them, or how women of other races and skin tones they don't feel as comfortable opening up. And it's like, well, yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable either if my dark skinned friend is going to roll her eyes or get mad because I happen to not want to get a tan. Some people want to get a tan, some people don't. Some people want to get an even tan. Some people they want their skin tone to be bright. I don't see anything wrong with liking having a light skin tone or liking having a white skin tone. Like if somebody is white, I would not get mad if she says, "Hey, I'm trying to stay light. I don't want to become darker this summer." In fact, I've heard lots of like Pacific Islanders, Asian people. I've heard lots of non-black people make those comments, and I've never seen unambiguous Black women react like that around non-black people and roll their eyes. But one of the posts or one of the comments says, "Crazy how a simple post can bring out how colorist people are." Somebody said, "The colonization effects I fear." Someone else said, "Oh Lord, then white people got y'all bad." And it's like, first of all, the sun has other effects on the skin other than just tanning. I mean, some people get sunburns, sometimes people's skin can peel. And then there are people who enjoy being light skinned. Or if they feel like they are having some sort of light skin privilege and they want to utilize that privilege to social climb for themselves, they have the right to do that. Just like how you utilize your unambiguous Black privilege to be exotified by white men when you're divesting. So if you can use your unambiguous Black privilege to divest, why can't light skinned women use their quote unquote light skin privilege? Whatever that even means. So do you see the hypocrisy? And also, like, I wouldn't want to be friends with a girl who rolls her eyes at my internal beauty standard. Like, not everybody thinks that your skin tone is the best skin tone in the world. In fact, I know that I don't get offended if somebody says they think chocolate skin tones are the most beautiful. They want to stay as dark as possible. That's fine. I'm not offended at all. I'm not like, oh my gosh, how dare you not want to get lighter in the winter? How dare you want to go outside and stay dark skinned? I'm offended. No, I don't have to morph myself into looking like you in order to prove that I'm not racist or colorist. And also, think about all of the unambiguous Black women who have spent years watching channels like Chrissy's or Paris Milan or all of these channels where they talk about how bad it is being dark skinned and how everybody's a colorist. You know, I'm a colorist, you're a colorist, your daddy's a colorist, Black men are colorists, Indians are colorists. Imagine all of those women watching those channels. Of course, they're not going to want to get darker. Of course, they're not going to want to be dark skinned then. If you're telling them that everyone's colorist against them and that light skinned women don't like them, nobody wants to be friends with them, So why are you surprised? If you talk about how much it sucks being dark skinned and how it's not fair that people don't support you and all that, and how you don't have enough representation in the media and how you're being replaced and how you're being incorrectly promoted, well, don't get mad if social climbing black women want to not become darker then. Like, which one is it? Do you want people to want to be dark skinned or do you want people to not want to be dark skinned? Pick a struggle. I've noticed that for some women, their inferiority complex goes so deep to the point where it's almost like you have to walk on eggshells to prove to them that you're not colorist. You have to walk on eggshells to prove to them that you're not racist. And the exoticals are not having it anymore. We are being proud of our skin tones, or, we're going to stay at whatever skin tone we want to stay at, whether it's as dark as possible or as bright as possible. And by the way, I've actually been seeing a lot of people with umbrellas. Um, like when it was super hot outside, I saw lots of people with umbrellas because they were just blocking the sun. So yeah, they could have been blocking the sun's harmful UV rays, but they could have also been maintaining their complexions. And usually these were non-black people doing that. The same non-black community that a lot of unambiguous women want to divest to and create babies with. Yeah, unambiguous black women, aren't they the main ones who told their children and grandchildren, don't play in the sun, don't play in the sun, don't play in the sun? So you can't tell your kids not to play in the sun and then get mad when those kids become adults and they don't want to play in the sun, even if they are already dark skinned. And I feel like for some women, they find it so hard to love their own skin tones. They can't believe that someone would love their skin tone enough to maintain its exact color. And I was able to go on Instagram. I can't show it on the screen because I'm having problems with my computer right now, but I saw somebody on there. They were like, some people just love their natural skin color. And it's like, yeah, some people love their natural skin color so much to the point where they don't want to change it. They don't want. But let's look at this comment here. This person says, this type of depression falls upon me every summer when I notice my skin is getting darker. Driving in LA lately with increased traffic has caused me to be exposed to the sun longer. I stood outside waiting for a table at a restaurant the other day, and when I got home and undressed, I noticed that I had a tan line from the short sleeve shirt I had on. I am literally getting darker and darker almost every day, and it's making me insecure as hell. I feel like everybody is lighter than me. I find myself getting jealous of women that aren't as dark as me. I am noticing that most black women in LA have more of a caramel or cardboardish skin tone, and I find it so beautiful. My makeup doesn't match me anymore. I don't know how to not feel insecure about my color or have negative thoughts. My Fenty foundation is usually 420, but I am more of a 440 now. Papaya or glutathione soap don't work for reversing my tan. No point anyway, because it'll burn my skin. What can I do? So notice how this is an unambiguous dark skinned black woman posting this. I don't see people on Instagram talking shit about this. But you've got people talking shit about exoticals or lighter skinned women who don't want to get darker. But have you ever noticed people don't talk shit about darker skinned women who don't want to get darker? It's okay if you're dark and you don't want to get any darker, but it's not okay if you're light and you don't want to get any darker. See, this person here with an exotical on their photo says sunscreen, long sleeves, umbrellas, avoiding the sun, and UV tops. So they have no problem. They're just helping her out. And you guys know my view on this. I don't care what your internalized beauty standard is because that's your beauty standard. It's not mine. Everybody has their own internalized beauty standard. I'm not offended. I understand everybody's not going to like my skin tone. Everybody's not going to like your skin tone. Not everybody wants to be dark skinned. Not everybody wants to be light skinned. And that is okay. And by the way, this girl, she talks about living in LA. So we know that California is only 5% black, and in those stats, they're including mixed race black people as well. So it's 5% biracial slash black slash, any admixtures of blackness are included in that stat. So the percentage of unambiguous dark skin blackness is going to be even smaller than that 5%. So that's another thing about like the divestors. It's like, okay, if you're divesting, are you comfortable with being the darkest person everywhere you go? Because, like, that woman, she was saying that she's not comfortable with that. So there are some women of color who they don't want to be the only dark skinned person. Maybe they like being surrounded by other dark skinned people. There are some people who like standing out because of their dark skin, and none of those things are wrong. But what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.